steps out, a dragon's might. Zodiac hums, we fit with pure light.
Crypto storm in a teacup. Feel the surge in your kneecaps. Diverse inspires, let markets merge. Family retires.
Numbers pulse, the moon is lit.
Welcome back to the #1 altcoin, meme coin, numerology, astrology, and crypto drama show in all of crypto. Today, we got another special live stream. We're going to talk about what's going on in base. We're going to talk about the house protocol because my boy Bill the Bull has been absolutely crushing with the LNOB token. And then we're going to talk about Trench Cooks. And at the end, if we get enough likes, enough reposts on this live stream, we might talk about a little bit about some numerology and do some readings. Bill the Bull, what's up, my brother? And how are you doing today?
Hola, ¿cómo está? Yo estoy bien, estoy en California. Tengo mucho hambre. I'm good, dude. I'm hungry, but I'm good. Another day. It's always good to do these Friday live streams. It's super chill. Most of the times, I'm just drinking coffee in my car. Other times, I have to be like all fancied up with the mic and the camera, blah, blah. But not here. I'm just chilling. I enjoy streaming with you. Doing well, man. Another day in the Matrix. How are you, bro?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. You know, believe it or not, I'm actually really happy because next month is going to be it's going to be a pig month in numerology and Chinese astrology. I was born in a cat month. So basically next month is when my enemy year dies down. And then when 2026 hits, that's a universal 1 year. I'm pretty much almost out of the clear. So man, I'm excited, man. The end of this year is gonna be sick, dude. So it's gonna be awesome.
Sure. Actually, the end of the year really works for me. Up until my best time of the year, according to my birth chart, and like when I was born, end of November up until the end of January. That's my time. Especially January is an ox month, I believe, if I recall correctly. So and as a rat, oxes are like our soulmates. So dude, I'm excited for the end of the year too. And to me, this is it, bro. I think this is our final rally. And I think it's going to be great if up until March, and then see ya.
Don't want to be so yeah, hey, there you guys go. You guys got the time frame. So now it's time to put in the work. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for the end of this market. And you know, before we get into what's going on in base, because I know you've been keeping up, there's so much going on, and we definitely need to talk about the LNOB token because it's exploding. Bill, based on the current sentiment in the market, you've probably seen all the thumbnails with the red flashing lights all over it. Everybody's saying this is the end of the market. It's over. Do you think it's just another psyop, business as usual, or is there something that we should be concerned about coming down the road?
No, I mean, I truly believe there's one last rally. I don't believe this is the end. Now, the question is this last rally going to take us way past all-time high, or is it a dead count bounce? I can't predict that. I truly do believe, though, everything's pointing towards one massive rally. So all this is noise. Again, March of this year, blood moon. A couple weeks after, marked the top. This was when the president launched his coins. That was that was a local cycle top. There's no denying it. Go look at the charts. Massive dip. September, blood moon. It didn't happen the day of, but look is what's happened sentiment-wise. 3 weeks after, it's been atrocious. No coincidence. The powers to be, the elites, have one other trick up their sleeve, and that's the March blood moon. That's all in corporate. It won't have its effect unless if things pop up. And I believe for sure it's going to pop up. I believe the end of the year it's going to be great. So I'm ready, man. It's all noise. But I will say I do not for 1 second once again believe that this is some sort of extended cycle, blah blah blah. I don't believe that at all. I believe March hits and it's the bear market maybe by April. Year of the horse.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I agree with you 100%. I really do think that they need to make the majority of people believe that this time's different all the way up
Yes.
to March, and then absolutely ritualize you guys. So just is what it is. But good stuff. A couple people in here, not Goo God, who kind of looks like Goo God. Got the Toshi Pepe NFT. What's the vibe, bros? Dang, hey, Goo God's got a new cook, so we'll talk about cooks after we go through all the base news. But yeah, absolutely, we'll take a look at that. Shout out to Hexagon Chris. What's up, brother? Can't remember. You know Hexagon Chris, right?
Yeah, he's actually a pretty big supporter now of late night base.
Yeah. He has a new platform. We'll pop that up. It's actually basically similar to like a pump fund. It's got like reflection tokens and stuff.
Dope.
So good stuff, man. Always support all builders. TEDx. So Bill, how many red lights have you been through?
What up, Ted? Close, man. But I had to pull over, bro. For these streams, I get too into it. I 100% would crash if I kept going.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So let's talk about the first thing. And I'm curious to get Bill's thoughts on this. But you guys know Clanker. Great place to launch tokens, earn fees, all that good stuff.
I was gonna say we should talk about that.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, majors confirm we're on the same wavelength, baby.
Yes,
but
sir.
long story short, Farcaster acquired Clanker. In the acquisition, all the tokens that Clanker had in its possession were automatically burnt. On top of that, they're actually doing buybacks on the Clanker token with all the fees generated through the platform. So, Bill, I want to get your take on this. What's your thoughts on this piece of newsy event, and what can we expect for Clanker going into altcoin season?
Yeah, dude, it's huge news, actually. And first of all, shout out to Moon Poppy and Jack, friends of the show, really good guys. I know them pretty well. Absolutely well deserved. Clanker is one of those coins that a lot of people had hate for because they weren't buying back the tokens. They weren't doing anything, and a lot of people were upset. But this acquisition is huge for a couple reasons. First of all, it's mind-blowing how much money they make per day. I didn't realize it, but they make up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars a day in fees, which is fucking wild. Sorry, there's a truck in the background. But going into Farcaster, obviously in that ecosystem, it's a massive win because Farcaster's a top-level company, very much entrenched with Coinbase and the base wallets. And so it just now legitimizes everything. And now it's not being run by Jack. It's being run by the people at Farcaster. So it's super bullish. I assume Farcaster is going to launch their token on Clanker. And so I think if you're a Clanker holder, you should be absolutely happy. They burned supply. They're now buying back with all those fees. So the future looks really, really bright. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so when it comes to, hold on, let me go back here. Got the screen messed up. Sorry, I got to do it for clipping, guys. Make sure I have the right point. But when it comes to what's going on with Clanker and the amount of tokens we have out there, buybacks are important in this market because there's so many tokens. And so from my understanding, Clanker is getting right around anywhere from $200,000 a day upwards of 1 million. I need to verify that, but that's what I'm seeing on Twitter. So in my opinion, if they start this buyback, they become a majority supply owner and do what the BNB model did, where basically CZ owns 85% of the BNB token. That chart looks extremely fantastic. So in my opinion, Clanker could be one of the top plays on top of base, just based off of the fees they make in that extreme bullish catalyst. Because I think a lot of people forget that Banker was launched with Clanker, which means any trade or swap on top of Banker, that fee actually goes to Clanker. So you got to think of Clanker as like a mini Uniswap in this instance. So overall, I'm bullish on Clanker. I probably wouldn't buy it right now because everybody's talking about it, but there will be an opportunity in the future where you can make an entry and capitalize on that. And I would look for that. Billable, any final thoughts on Clanker?
Well, I think the whole Clanker ecosystem should do very well too. A lot of those coins that were launched on Clanker have now been burned. To me, I feel this is really, really, really bullish for Banker. You know, obviously we are Banker fans. I'm now even more of a fan. First of all, that dip was much needed. The charts are showing that. So I think now Banker is going to do well because 3% was taken away. And again, Clanker is definitely that ecosystem token. You should absolutely, I think it will do really well. But I am much now even more bullish on the prospects of Banker going forward.
Great take, great take. And last thing I want to say before we move on next piece of news, the three main tokens, that ecosystem, you got Clanker, Banker, and DRB. Those are your three. And if one of them goes up, they're all going to go up, in my opinion. You did bring up a great point about the benefit behind Banker. So, yeah, man, excited to see this, man. And it's good stuff. So, shout out to the Banker crew. We'll do a little TA. Actually, Bill, you're way ahead of me, bro. I love it. Because I was actually going to talk about that next. Out of this acquisition, 3% of the Banker token was burnt. So, in my opinion, I do agree with you on that. Banker is going to be a lot more bullish. You're also going to see Banker perform extremely well. And remind me, Bill, the one question I would have for you, as the fees go through Clanker, and does that mean that Clanker slowly accumulates Banker as well? And then they just burn that token across the board? Is that how that works?
To be honest, I think you should ask that to Mo. I don't necessarily know. Mo seems very much aligned with what's going on in the Banker ecosystem, so he would probably know how the mechanics work. I just know that kind of like a rising tide lifts all ship, and everything in that ecosystem should do well. And Banker on its own just makes so much sense. Again, I like Clanker, but Clanker does not have that community that Banker does, and so I see no point. I see no world that Clanker just goes on this like incredible run and Banker doesn't benefit. I just don't see that at all. If anything, I think it works hand in hand. And now I'm just more bullish on Banker because Banker offers so much more utility than Clanker does. Like with Banker, I'm earning leaderboard, I'm earning rewards, I have the ability to earn an airdrop for the top 500. I like all those things. And so for me, again, I don't tell anyone what to do, but for me, I don't care for Clanker. I'm trying to just bid as much Banker as possible. Because once again, I do not see a world that Clanker goes absolutely to the moon and Banker does not. I just don't see it.
Gotcha. Great take. Good take. Yep, I definitely do agree. And I'm still bullish on Banker as well. I just I need to get back to shilling because those reward fees for mentioning Baker on eggs is awesome. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you that, dude. Bro, I got $100 for just talking about Banker on Twitter for like a week.
So
It is
sick. Yeah.
absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah, so sick, bro. And like it's wild. I haven't talked about Banker at all for like the last 2 weeks just because the price was down and I just didn't really care. And I still made like $70 doing literally nothing, really. I just have a Banker position and it goes on the leaderboard. So it's pretty dope.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, moving on to our next piece of news. House Protocol, baby. It's coming, my man. So, look, give us a great breakdown of it on past live stream. Just curious, before we bring up the LNOB chart, any other news or anything to add to what's going on with House right now?
Yeah, there's a lot, man. And like I said, for those that always want alpha, I know it's a lot of money, but 4.4% of late night on base gets you added to the whale room. And the whale room, that's where all the alpha is given. And for design and 4.4 is the it's not a pretty penny. I understand that, but that's where alpha lives. That's where there's your net worth is your network, basically, right? Your network is your net worth. There's just amazing people in there, so can't spoil too much. But I will say I'm extremely excited for what we're building. It feels super cool to build something of value that I think everyone can benefit from, right? I've built a lot of different things, or I've started to, but it only benefits like me, really. The old projects like Topi, I love Topi, but honestly, no one really benefits except those that own Topi. And when NFTs season comes, I think Topi will do well. But this is a platform that actually everyone wins because everyone is needing and wanting to monetize their brand. You're capping if you're here for charity. Everyone wants to make money. And I think this is a win-win for both sides. So I'm really excited to have this going out. Beta launches Tuesday. I think it's going to do extremely well. And I think people are going to open up their eyes to seeing what internet capital markets can do. So yeah, dude, super excited. And the people that I'm talking to behind the scenes, I'm not going to say anything. It's really big. It's really big of like potentially what I'm able to do for people in Web 2, brands in Web 2 that can now enter Web 3. And I think if we end up cooking some of these deals, bro, it's gonna be a big deal.
All I gotta say, I'm gonna put this up right here. I'm gonna put my face right to the camera. We told you to buy L Knob at sub 100K. That's all I gotta say. So I want to be sure I can clip that later. But here's my other thing about L Knob and the token and the stuff you're building. You did a great job really connecting with the community. I look at your engagement on Twitter. Your engagement is going to be an indicator how this token's going to perform. It absolutely looks awesome. And I think the big part about having that group and having like a barrier of entry is because crypto's full of morons. I'm going to be very honest with you. There are so many idiots in this space. They'll go from group chat to group chat, posting a rug, a scam, an insider play, and absolutely wreck everybody. But when you add that barrier of entry into a chat like that, you get the best of the best. You get the high quality people. And that's what I like about that group. I love that group. There's so much alpha in there. You talk to anybody. So, hey, kudos to you, Bill. I'm excited to see Alnob play out. I'm excited to see his house protocol. And guys, stay tuned because I'm going to be putting so much stuff on this new protocol. Bill, any last thoughts on house protocol or Alnob?
Yeah, last I'll say is you're right. I think though I don't neglect though the random person too, the random DJ that can't afford to access that room because I know it's expensive. So I do have a public room and I do have the base app room. So I want them to feel the love too, because at the end of the day, community is everything. It's not just a whale playground. And last thing I'll say is, and I know like, King Meadow said he bought the wrong one and there was always two, but yeah, I wanted the retake one to be that right one, but the market decided Zora was it. So that's unfortunate, but I think right now Zora's total market cap, so low, and being one of the top people up there, I think there's just so much growth potential, man. So much growth potential in like not only myself but the Zora ecosystem creators, and I think what I'm building with House and also with Flaunch, which we're gonna launch announce a bunch of things. I think you're gonna want to participate, man. You're gonna be able to stake, earn rewards, and I think you're just gonna have fun doing it. We're gonna create a huge flywheel. So I don't think it's too late to enter. I think we're just getting started, bro.
Yeah. And Kings Meadow, you will have another opportunity. Read between the lines. I'll leave it at that. So I'll give you that. I think you'll figure it out, but we'll see. Good stuff. Hey, Hexkin, appreciate you pulling us up on 4K. That's awesome. Good stuff. Here we go. Adds Crypto 7. PDI to $1. Yes, sir. Oh man. Dude, I gotta give props to the PDI army, dude. That is a cult within a cult. They can't shake those guys, man. Like what's your thoughts on the PDI army, dude?
Borderline crazy, but you know what? That's great to see, dude. They are. Sami is leading the army. I do think at some point it'll peg, dude. At this point, like these guys will be around to like 50 years old and still be like, let's go. So I have to respect it. I still think Richard has something up his sleeve. I mean, I don't even fuck with PDI anymore, but the moment things pick up, I'll be bridging just to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we got a couple cooks on Pulse I'm going to mention on this live stream. But like I said, I got love for Pulse Chain, except I got love for the guys that actually put in the work on Pulse Chain, put out really great energy. I don't like the losers. I like to complain, which is probably 80% of people on that chain. But outside of that, it's not a bad chain. It's just not its time yet. And in crypto, one thing I've always learned is every project, every L1 will have the opportunity to shine. It's just most of them don't take advantage of it when the opportunity arises. And so, in my opinion, I think Pulse Chain will have a window of opportunity. I think Richard will take advantage of it. It's just right now, it's just not the time. That's how I see the ecosystem. Any last thoughts on that before we keep moving?
No, man. I think Pulse Chain will have its time. You can't fade like a cult-like community like that. So I'll be waiting. I'll be watching. It was around this time last year, I think, that Pulse went parabolic. So, or like, I think like PDI went to like 3 cents or some shit. So we'll see.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We'll go through more of the comments in a second, but we got to talk about Jesse, man, because everybody's coming after this man. And, this past week, I'm going to pull up let me do a little screen share. So basically, he was putting out tweets, and then he had this tokenized tweet where if you're on the base app and you tweet something out, it creates a token. You can buy the token. That way, if your tweet becomes really popular, it creates a market where there's buyers and sellers, and then you earn fees through the app. And so basically, Jesse did a couple tweets about the market, and then their tokenized tweets through the base app, and everybody just lost their shit. Long story short, a lot of people lost their shit. I'm not surprised, and because Bill gave me a reference onto the base app, and I saw this was going on. So most people on the base app already understand that this is a thing, but it seems like everybody's just taking shots at Jesse. So Bill, I'm curious to know your thoughts about these tokenized tweets. What's your overall opinion of the situation?
I think people complaining about Jesse are just like, there's a saying, no fucking crying at the casino. No one's forcing you to buy these things. If it was going up, you would think he's the greatest. So I don't get the hate at all about Jesse. He believes in it. He believes in a world that everything is tokenized. He doesn't give a fuck about your opinion, but no one's forcing you to buy it. He just likes to support the creator economy. It's hilarious to me that some of these basement dwellers are like, yeah, Brian Armstrong needs to fire Jesse. He's ruining the chain. Like, don't these retards realize that Jesse's the 5th highest guy in Coinbase? Like, he's not leaving, you idiots. He's not leaving. He's the best person for actually leading base. And so I just find it funny. Now, with that being said, do I think tokenized posts are a good investment? No, I don't. I don't think at all. I think it's, personally, I would never buy someone's post. I'd rather buy the creator behind the post. Some of my stuff goes up in fees. I don't really understand why, but it is. But that's just my philosophy. So I guess people are complaining, oh, he could have used this effort to push, other memes and stuff. It's kind of like you guys are just relying on Jesse to do the work that you're supposed to do. If we had Vitalik, he wouldn't be tweeting about shit. So be thankful that you have someone like him. I'll never have anything bad to say about Jesse. Without Jesse, base is nothing. Honestly, the trenches wouldn't even be exciting at all. So yeah, man, I don't get the hate. And real quick, Hexagon Chris, where's your reference? I don't know what you're referring to, brother, but I do appreciate you, and you're a true loyal Chad to the LNOB army. And real quick, Chris, Wealthy Trips asking, what is the contract address for LNOB? Brother, just go to my Twitter, Late Night on Base. There's a link tree. It's there, or you can buy it on Zora. So,
Yes, sir. Well, here's my one thing. My point I want to put out. Bill, who is the founder of ZK Sync? Do you know his name?
No.
Who's the founder of Bear Chain? Do you know his name?
No.
So a lot of these chains, none of you guys know who the founder is. But then when I say who's the founder of the base chain, you say Jesse. Who's the founder of Pulse Chain? You say Richard Hart. Who's the founder of Bitcoin? You say Satoshi Nakamoto. So with these founders, they're actually marketing products. You know who they are. Everyone else in crypto knows these guys. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think Jesse's doing his job. I see him promoting Clanker. I see him promoting Banker. I see him promoting Zora. I see him promoting all these products. He's doing the best job possible. And honestly, this is why base is growing. This is why there's nerds on it. Same thing can be said about Pulsion, because everybody knows Richard Hart, and there's a meme coin community and all that stuff and whatnot. So the point I'm trying to get across is he is the most active founder. He's using the product. People like him. And I think what it really comes down to is Crash is just pissed off that he's not mentioning Brett. And they refuse to list Brett because there's speculation on bundling. Yeah. And to be honest with you, like, I'm not hating on the Brett community. They absolutely crushed it. I think Brett will do well, and it'll be one of the top meme coins. But I think with base,
you really think so? You really think Brett's gonna do well, bro? I don't know anyone who's just shilling Brett. Like, I personally, I don't. I think he'll move, but like, I don't know. That community's fucking toxic, bro.
Well, when I say do well, I mean I think it could retest all-time highs. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could see that, but like they've taken the complete wrong approach, which is just like they are their own thing. They don't really work with other communities. They're not entrenched with other communities. Like, I think Crash is actually doing worse by being this like egotistical maniac who has this big ego. It's like, bro, like, all right, you got congrats, you made some money, but he thinks really highly of himself. If he was truly into helping the community, he would, instead of talking shit about Jesse, he would say, hey, what can we do to help? How can we help you? So I actually don't really fuck with the Crash or the Brett community at all. But again, that's just my personal choice. And Hexing and Chris, if you need a base app I assume a link to the base app, I absolutely got you. And actually, anyone on the stream, if you're tuning in and you want to access beta app, I have a ton of invites. DM me, and I will get you on there.
Yeah. Well, I think with like the Brett community, I don't think it's going to be like the Shiba Inu like he's preaching. And then on top of that, a lot of other Crash plays they got this bundling, and it really clicked with me when we talk about Aster. I got no problem with Aster, but the fact that he's talking about this bundling approach, he's got to understand that it's a bad look for some of these exchanges listing these tokens and coins. But on the flip side, they set up the Coinbase app so that you can actually now buy Brett and any token on base. So it's like, to be honest, it's just a lot of complaining, like you said. Everybody wants to bitch about it, but they don't want to put in the work to help. So, but it just is what it is, and we'll just see how it plays out. So, outside of that, bro, any last comments on the tokenization and Jesse stuff?
No, I just think like everyone should be thankful for having someone like Jesse. And like I said, memes are struggling right now, but I just think people on the timeline are just salty. He's base would never be what it is if it wasn't for him. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. We got Viber Finance. Robotics is about to full send on base. We got Robot, SLC, and Show. Have you interviewed any of these projects? Huh. Interesting. Well, I'll take a look at them. I mean, I do think robotics is going to do well. I just hope it's not vaporware, because typically those high science projects I notice, they tend out to be like vaporware and scams. Have you noticed that?
I have. I've actually interviewed a company that invests in like robotics, but yeah, a lot of it you have to just like be, but it's like real world robotics, so you have to be very concerned that a lot of it's just.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, not Goo God. Zora has a token lock on the 30th, full moon on the 5th. Halloween might mark the bottom for Zora. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Zora does have the flywheel, so the question is, does the unlock sell pressure exceed the flywheel? And in my opinion, based off what I'm seeing, I think it might get offset. So, good stuff. Bill, any thoughts on this one?
I think everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think everyone's just talking about this unlocked. So to me, it's a nothing burger. I think there's a dip, but I think everyone's talking about this thing, and I think there'll be ways to get around it. But I'm very bullish on the creator economy naturally. So maybe there's a short term dip, but again, I think full moon's coming, so we know what happens after that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then shout out to Trump on Pulse Chain. I love this guy. He is a 22 life path, born on the 11th, and he's in, I believe it was the year of the dragon, or was it snake? I can't remember. But like I said, he's an old soul, been in the Matrix for a minute, and he said the P-Dye cult is all in your face like an angry coach, and it's perfect. It's so true, dude. I gotta give props to the biggest shout out I gotta say when it comes to the P-Dye cult is like Holonomics, man. That guy, he's been back and forth all over the place, but he still sticks with that community, man. So shout out to Holonomics. He's actually a really nice guy. So okay, good stuff. All right, now let's get into some cooks. So first cook we gotta talk about. Let's go over to Late Night on Base. Check that out. Check out the Zora one. We're seeing out $1.3 million market cap. Just break it down real quick. Absolutely love this chart structure. Actually, let me go on the daily, because one thing I do notice is we are following a beautiful trend line coming up. So came up, touched, bounced, shot up, bounce, came back, retest. Now, when it comes to these types of trend lines that I notice, everyone freaks out when you start touching it and you have a breakdown. But also it can be bullish, because one thing I'm seeing is we have one touch, two touch, and we're coming down for our third touch. So overall, chart looks good on a higher time frame. On a lower time frame, one thing that we do notice is the potential formation of a cup and handle. So I do see a cup, and there is a potential handle forming right here. Now, if we do reclaim and retest the all-time highs and you see that cup and handle, that's going to be extremely bullish, but I would not try to front run that. I would definitely take a look at this trend line, follow that to a T, and overall chart looks good. So good stuff. Billable, any thoughts on LNOB? You don't have to go. I understand if you don't want to go too deep because this is your token. So
Listen, I think at the end of the day, there's two things at play. I can't control the price, but I can control hard work, effort, and I also know the top whales. So there's really not much supply in the market. I think there's like 10% on the market. 50% is reserved to me. I have about 10% liquid. The top whale has like 6.5%, but like he's in my group and he's shown he's a very friendly whale. And I think the Zora Treasury wallet's at 2.5%. So listen, at the end of the day, if I succeed on what I'm trying to do, and now with the visibility on the top 10 of Zora, like this is, even if it's like around here, like I don't even care about what the price is or the short-term thing. I really do believe that, you know, there's Zora market makers helping me out. And I also believe that I have something that truly will create a lot of supply pressure with the Flaunch group and just doing the innovative shit. So like, I don't even give a fuck about what's going on because I really do feel, give some time, I'm going to fucking fly this. It's the first time I've actually had a project that actually has, you know, significant volume, significant liquidity, like whales can enter. There's like $400,000 of volume or liquidity. And I think one thing people don't realize is because it's paired with Zora, the moment Zora flips bullish, just like with liquidity bonding, then naturally my coin and other creator coins will do very well as well. So if you're bullish on Zora, you have to be bullish on the Zora ecosystem. And I like to think mine has the ability to do something. So we'll
that's a very good point. You know, if Zora were to do a 10x here, it would actually translate straight into the LNOB chart. So that could push LNOB up to about $5 to $10 million market cap. So yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. Great play. It's a great beta play on top of Zora. So love it. Cool, good stuff. All right, so I got a new project on Poleschain, Bill. I couldn't stay away. I couldn't stay away, man.
Go.
Like when I see a trench cook, bro. Whoo! So this project has a interesting tokenomics. It's called Scadia. And basically it uses a tax structure where it takes a portion of the fees, automatically sets up LPs, creates a supply shock, makes it extremely deflationary, while it also has a very small tax percentage. I actually hopped in on this on Poleschain, and this has been a minute since I got into a Poleschain cook because I'm a Peacock maxi at this point. So I feel like I'm cheating on Peacock. But long story short, this thing's sitting at about 134K market cap, sub 1 mil. And like you guys know, I don't like to go too crazy with TA, but this thing is stair-stepping at a sub 1 mil market cap. So overall, I think it's going to be a great play. And yeah, man, that's a Poleschain trench cook. Buildable, any thoughts on this Poleschain trench cook?
I mean, it looks good, man. You could just easily TA it. We could see a Ponzi-nomic above, you know, let this thing go. Question to you, what is it about Peacock that you like so much? Because I saw the chart the other day, and it's like 11 million market caps. It's obviously doing something. But why do you like Peacock? Like, tell me again your thesis.
So Liberty Swap is taking fees from their platform, and basically they just set up bridges in a Poleschain. They take the fees from the platform and they buy up the supply. They have over, I think it was like 25% of the supply. So they're basically using the Binance strategy to accumulate as much Peacock as humanly possible. On top of that, Peacock is actually going to be on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, and Solana. And it's going to be the same token. It's just going to have liquidity pools on each of these chains. So it's going to go multi-chain. And I believe they're also coming to base as well. So this is also going to be a base cook. And what they're going to do with the fees and those LPs is they're going to basically harvest them and use it to burn the Peacock token multi-chain. So in my opinion, I think Peacock could be the #1 play on Poleschain, and it can onboard a lot of people from different chains. So that's my main thesis on top of Peacock. Bill, what's your overall thoughts on Peacock?
I mean, that's a very bullish narrative you just said. I mean, this chart's phenomenal. This is a massive cup and handle. Once it breaks this trend line, dude, I mean, the measured move, I don't even know what the measured move is, but this is a really nice chart. Like, shit. Yeah, what's the measured move from there to there?
I got you. Measure move. We're looking at about 0.03261, so that's about a 3x, which puts it at about 33 million.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
I see that definitely happening. I mean, that's a really nice chart, and it's been out for minutes. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, what you're saying, if you use the protocol fees to then acquire, like, that's the cool thing about these platforms that are making money. Then you can use that fees to do stuff with the token. That's what I'm going to be doing for House, and hopefully House gets a lot of volume. A lot of creators use it that we use are going to be buying and burning LNOP, and then also distributing platform fees to LNOP stakers. So with this, with Liberty Swap acquiring the supply, it makes sense, dude. It just makes sense to just acquire and just keep at it. I like it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And you know, and the thing that I love about Liberty Swap is they're very active on X. They do a great job of like shilling and talking to people, and they're growing a great platform. And yeah, man. So I think this is going to be the top protocol on Pulse Chain. And then my last part of this thesis, I'll make this crystal clear. If Liberty Swap fails, Pulse Chain's going to have a very hard time because they're actually creating bridges to other communities. So this is like the best marketing. I know Richard likes to do outbound marketing, people that's not in crypto, but Peacock is handling bringing the degens and other blockchains to Pulse Chain. So we'll just see how it plays out. And like I said, I'm a long-term believer, and the fucking wings stay on, baby. So good stuff. All right. Let's talk about, let's see. Let's do Banker. I'm gonna pull up Banker real quick. And Bill, let me know if there's any other charts you want to pull up while we go through. Just seeing what's up.
Yeah, I mean, not really at the moment. On my end, it's kind of like the Zora ecosystem, and now it's Clanker running stuff, and like the rest of the base stretches are so fucking cooked. No one's really caring about it. I mean, I think there was a runner with like a 402 play, but that's just random.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. So one thing I'm looking at with Banker, just to be honest with you guys, I'll tell you when it's bullish, and I'll also tell you when it's bearish. If I come over here and we look at this cup and handle coming across, we broke up. Hey, Bill, I think we got a little bit of a lag. I can kind of hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right, we good. I think it cleared up. So with this cup and handle, we have a cup, and then we had handle, and we broke out, came back, retested, and then we broke down. Also on the other side, we had a long-term trend line with a massive breakdown from here as well. So you have two extremely long-term trends broken at the same time. That is extremely bearish. So Banker's on life support. One thing that I like to happen to the price, it came back, retested that neckline. So what I want to see with Banker, you know, now that we broke that neckline, the big thing is this trend line. That's like the next boss in this little simulation. I want to see us touch this trend line, break up, retest, and W on out. If that could happen, Banker's going to explode. So right now, the chart, we're on life support. That's just my opinion. Bill the Bull, any thoughts with Banker?
I actually don't think it's on life support anymore. I think this move up reclaimed the previous all-time highs a few months ago. You have the trend line written that way, but that price just reclaimed a huge level, in my opinion, which is if you go to the left, scroll left, you see the three top there, scroll right there. Yeah, I don't know. Did it reclaim it or draw that as a resistance? So if you draw that as a resistance, yeah. So look, that just broke up, and yes, to me, what I want to see now is just to hold this level. If it holds this level, that line, I am super fucking bullish. What's that market cap at?
This line right here, that would be 44 million.
Yeah. So to me, You hold this little area, I'm fucking bullish, and that would be what you need to see for it to just blow past it. Breaks down and confirms there, then yes, bearish again. But that's what I'm looking at. And I'm not talking about wicks. I want to see this area hold, and I think there should be no reason why it doesn't hold. So yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention, but that to me is what I'm seeing. That was a huge candle.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we're flagging out in the 1 hourly. So yeah, 100% agree with that analysis. Good stuff. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna go over to the show. Actually, Gugod's got a show. Vibe on base is the future of finance. All right. Gugod's the #1 degenerate on all multi-chain. So let's see what we got here. Vibe on base. Is there a contract? Okay, so I'm not sure if it's up on deck screener. Hey, Goo, can you drop the contract address to take a look at it? But I'm not seeing it on deck screener. Cool, good stuff. What else? Let's see. What other ones did I want to take a look at? I think that's all the projects I want to look at for today. Actually, I want to take a look at Clanker and this God Candle. Real quick. Yeah, so when the news of the Clanker stuff came out, dude, this thing ran like, I think it was like a 2x, 3x.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a 2x from here. So it looks absolutely freaking awesome. And so I'm seeing the same translation over to the banker chart. And we're actually testing some key resistance. I would probably say, yeah, from this previous all-time high right here. Actually, I'll put it a little bit lower. There's a couple of touches. Yeah, so the Clanker chart's actually looking good, and it seems like people are bullish, so it's going to be good for bank overall. Any thoughts on the Clanker chart?
Yeah, it looks good. Like I said, you could draw it many ways. I wouldn't necessarily be buying at this point, but I think if it flips that white line, turns that into support, then it's off to the races.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Vibe Check is the name of the token. Vibe Check. We shall take a say. Vibe Check. All right, this is a 13K market cap token. So definitely beyond degen, bro. So okay, there you go. So meme coin, it's 13K. So guys, it's sub 50K. So this is either you believe or you don't. Just another trench cook. So definitely check it out. And I like the narrative. I haven't heard one with Vibe. Honestly, Bill, I'm pretty sure we've probably seen every meme coin with every word in the dictionary. You ever notice that?
Yeah, pretty much. It's been thought of. It's probably been done.
Yeah. So, hey, Vibe's a new one. I mean, that's a big name with the surfer community. So, good stuff. Good stuff. So, yeah, guys, we just went through some trench cooks. You guys got any other plays? Let us know. But last thing I want to talk about, numerology and astrology, baby. So I got some new information, Bill. You ready? You ready for it?
Yeah, but before you do, I do want to give a special shout out to Beacon DeFi. Came on my stream yesterday, and they're a new project building on base. They've been around for a while. I'll be working with them all next week. So, guys, if you're looking for a new cook, they have their TGE on the 31st. So, you guys are looking for a DeFi play on base. Keep an eye out for Beacon. Just want to give them a special shout out.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Shout out to Beacon, guys. Show them, and then another special shout out. Like, sorry guys, I completely forgot about this. So there's actually a new platform that's on base. This guy's also a hexagon pulse chain guy. It's called railbird.win.
Isn't that Hexagon Chris's?
Yeah, hexagon Chris's. So
shout out to you, bro. He's in the chat.
Yes, sir. He's in the LNOB chat. You can come over here, launch a meme coin. You can also launch a tax token. It's a very small platform, and like I said, with these platforms, man, the founders, they put in the work and do good stuff, just like we saw with Bill, man. They definitely do blow up. So yeah, like I said, guys, railbird.win, great place if you want to go launch a token, degen, and trench a little bit. I'm really curious about this launch the tax token because it's actually coming out soon. So I think that's gonna be cool. So yeah, man. Any last thoughts on that before we get into numerology and astrology?
I like the branding. I like the look of it. The red. It's like very 80s vibe. But yeah, no, I've gotten to know Texting and Chris a bit. Shout out to him. Yeah, looking forward to kind of seeing what happens. I mean, launch pads are kind of a tough competition, to be honest. There's other ones out there, but I do really like the branding, so I hope to see some cooks come from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know there's a couple other guys launching on. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. So good stuff, man. So Bill, did a little research in numerology and astrology, and you want to know what's significant about 2026 besides the year of the horse?
Yes, tell me.
It's a hidden 28 year.
Ooh.
26 plus 2, 28. So one thing I'll tell you, for all you rats out there, most of you guys in this chat, you're probably born in either the year of the rat, the dragon, or the monkey. Those guys are really great at crypto. And then there might be a few pigs because you're resonating with my energy. But main thing I just want to get across is rats, it's not going to be the best year for y'all, but you will make a killing going into your enemy year. The big warning is just be careful. Now, when it comes to enemy numbers and numerology, 1 and 9 are enemies. So if you are born and the date adds up to a 1, or your birthday adds up into a 1 in some capacity, this also is a rough year for you as well because it's a 9 universal year. So if you got any sort of 1 energy, 28 energy, or any of that stuff, when 2026 comes around, you are going to ball out. The energy flips, the 9 energy goes away, and it's going to be your time, man. Any thoughts on that, Bill?
What happens if I'm curious to know? So if you're a rat, which is you're going to be into a horse year, but it's a 28 universal year, how do you reconcile that?
So here's how it goes with rats going to a horse year. The Matrix likes to prop you up before you take an L. And if you're a rat, you just got to take the L. I had to take the L this year. And the best way to think about it is you have 1 year where you kind of chill, do your thing, kind of like a vacation. But that means the other 11 years are going to be better. You just got to take an L 1 year out of 12 years. That's the best way to think about it. So how this goes is right at the beginning of the year, it's going to be your time to make money. You got the 20 energy. You're a rat.
Yeah.
You got from that January to February 18th to really ball out. But then when February 18th hits, a lot of you guys are going to take an L. The ones I need to really pay special attention is if you're a 9 LP rat. Those guys are going to get hit the hardest. 9 LP rats. Because 1 and 9 are enemies. And under 1 energy, 9 life paths do not do well. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, like I said, man, you guys see Bill, he's blowing up. He's going with the energy. It's good stuff. And then when that year starts, you still do what you got to do, but don't start any new businesses. Don't get into any relationships. If a girl hits you up in your enemy year, it's probably a matrix trap and she's going to take all your money and ruin your life. It is what it is. And then last thing, stay out of trouble with the law because that's when it's going to happen. But you can still work hard, do crypto stuff, go on live stream, do the stuff that you normally do, work your job and all that stuff. But just don't make any big decisions. That's the one thing I noticed. And those big decisions that you make in your enemy year could reciprocate for decades to come. So big warning. So yes, sir. Oh, check this out. Utah Crypto, he's a rat. He's a 9 too. Yeah. So Utah Crypto, big suggestion, bro. I love this. Unfollow you now, no love. If I recall, Utah is founded in a cat year, so your state energy is going to be okay when it comes to next year. But the big thing, bro, is just chill out because if I remember your birthday, I think Saturn's going to return for your birthday, so you're gonna feel it the most. I had to feel a lot for me because Saturn's back in Pisces. So big thing, man, is just chill out and just go with the energy. And like I said, it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just you gotta take an L to have good years. Was that a Zen? I don't want to put it up there because YouTube's gonna ban me, but it was an on nicotine pouch. So I used to dip a lot. I used to chew tobacco, so now I take nicotine pouches so I don't die from cancer. Oh, I can't say that. Shit. All right, well, I guess YouTube's gonna give me another strike. It is what it is. Cool. So, like I said, and then some things to pay attention to as we go into the year of the horse. It's going to be a very rebellious year. The horse rebels hardcore. Most of the biggest leaders in history that rebelled were under horse energy. So you're going to see a lot of chaos. You're going to see people turning on each other and all that stuff. As a rat, you just got to lay low, chill. That sense of danger, that gut instinct that you guys get is going to disappear. And you're not going to have that ability for a year, but it will come back in 2027. Bill, any thoughts on that? Sorry, I'm going on a rant right now.
No, I mean, you're speaking the truth. I know it's my enemy year. It's a horse. I plan on just being in the background building. We won't be even doing this show, but I'm laying low. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop working, but I'm not going to take risks. I'm going to just, like, I truly believe 2026 is going to be a year for me to just build Elnob and house behind the scenes, build it to be strong, being fucking boring, not make any strange moves, just build, hang out, and then 2027 comes, I fucking ball out, or 2028. 2028, I think, is what, a monkey year?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I just set the stage. But yeah, it's just a matter of not taking many risks. And for me, the biggest risk would be dabbling with crypto, like in terms of trading. I'm not going to trade shit. That's why, like, when it comes, like, I truly believe this stuff, I'm going to be very risk off. I'm just going to be like a builder nerd, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and the other suggestion I have is, like, if you're in a rat year, be around people that benefit those years. So for example, you know, this year was my year. I was around Bill. He's a 33 rat. He absolutely crushed it. That's how you lift people up. And then next year when Bill's getting out his platform, I'm gonna show hardcore. I'm a 28 and a 28 year, bro. I'm gonna push that across the board, baby. So shout the house protocol, because I'll be around. I probably, just like Bill said, we're probably not going to be degenerating hardcore. We'll be more in the market. So definitely going to keep pushing house protocol and all that good stuff. So a little bit of a matrix hack is to be around people that help you lift you up and when you're taking L's. So good stuff. And what if the opposite were to happen for a rat? So I'm assuming you're saying if you're in your enemy year and things start to go good. Well, what happens is your good years turns out to be bad. So I've actually met somebody born the year of the pig who's having a good year right now, but all the other years were shit. So one thing I notice is that when you have good enemy years, the other 11 years are terrible. So, and that gets into some advanced numerology, and I signed an NDA. I can't really put that out there, but long story short, you want to take an L in your enemy year so that the other years are good. I'm telling you right now, you do not want to have a bad year when it's supposed to be your year. So for example, in the year of the rat, when that's going to pop up in 2032, you want to make sure that's a really good year. You do not want to be taking L's in your main energy. And keep in mind, those are extremely rare. So those are like the 1% exceptions. So good stuff. Oh yeah, Goo God is my next prediction, Goo God. He is born in the year of the dog. Next year's the year of the horse. Horse and dog are friends. He's in an 8 personal year. He's a 28 life path on a 28 universal year. So in my opinion, Goo God's gonna blow up that year. It is what it is. So kind of crazy, man.
Killing.
Yeah, man. So that Guga, that's your time to shine, bro. You know, put in the work. Just because the energy's with you, you still got to put in the work. You still got to ball out. If I were you, bro, with that setup, I probably wouldn't sleep. I'd probably sleep like maybe 4 or 5 hours a night, and then just constantly put like buy into the market. Just make your money that year.
Yeah.
So Yeah, man. Numerology, astrology, man. We're definitely into it, man. If you drop your birthday, we'll give you a reading if you're interested. So shout out to you, man. So good guy. I'm gonna hold you to that, bro. You better give us a 10,000 X. I'm gonna hold you to that. You better be making calls.
Yo, Chris, I think we got to probably wrap, or I probably have to wrap it up. It's already top of the hour. And I gotta...
Oh, my bad, bro. I'm so sorry. I lost track of time. All right, guys. Well, like I said, this was a great live stream. I went a little longer. My apologies, Bill. But any last thoughts or comments?
You know, the new moon hit. We're just chilling. No surprise that the market sort of topped out. Again, new moon, full moons. If you guys don't believe that's a thing, look at the fucking chart. This dip doesn't really bother me at all. Look at the fucking chart. Look what happens on new moons. It's like clockwork. But the full moon's coming up by the 5th, I think. Like I said, to me, the month of November up until the end needs to be bullish. If we don't see big gains, I'd be concerned, but I really do believe there's going to be a recovery bounce, and it's going to be glorious, and I'm here for it.
Good stuff, man. Awesome. Good stuff. And like I said, guys, please check out the House Protocol. Follow my boy, Bill, at Late Night on Base. And if you like meme coins, you're slightly disadvantaged. You probably rode the short bus in elementary school. Follow me at the verse 369. Till next time, guys. Peace out, y'all.
Run from the void, flame awakens slow, cosmic strands in a quiet flow. Numbers hum through ethers, weave the verse ignites what souls believe. Stars cast light on